huge fucking car, by the way. You know what they say about big cars, right? Welcome everyone to the Immersive Metal channel. My name is Thomas and I got some fucking fire shit for you in this video because last week I visited again the big record fair here in the Netherlands and I got some fire stuff. 13 records I got a show for you, and I could cross pretty much all of them from my wish list. There are some absolute gems in here, stuff I've been looking for years. You know how it goes. If you've seen the previous videos even, you know what I'm going to show. No vlog footage this time. If you want to see what the record fair looks like, check out the previous installment. There'll be a bloop over here somewhere if I don't forget. So 13 fire records here, incredible picks. They're all vinyl and pretty much all, I believe all of them are just originals. Nothing really crazy this time, like, you know, like from weird ass fucking countries. It's quite tame. This haul is quite tame. You probably know half of these records, so let's show the first one. Starting off, Hawaii. If I'm starting off a video with this fucking album, you know there's going to be more good shit. Fucking Hawaii, One Nation Underground, starring none other than fucking Mustache Marty Friedman. Humble Origins, fantastic album. I love this band. I'm only looking for, because last year I purchased from Jürgen the Natives Are Restless album, so I'm only looking for the EP, like the blue one with the skull on it. Something with loud, heavy, loud, whatever, you know which one I mean. This is their debut one from 1983. From what I know, this is the only like real pressing of this album, the only version. There are like 2 or 3 bootleg CD versions, but it originally only came out as this one single final version. So yeah, 1983. Hawaii, One Nation Underground. Guess where they're from? Hawaii. You know what's funny? Because there's one song on this album, Escape the Night. This song keeps coming back. It is, like I said on the mentioned that EP from 1984 from Hawaii. It's also on that Vixen EP, which also was Marty's band. They apparently fucking love that song. But yeah, Hawaii, One Nation Underground is the first one. Next up, really? Yes, really. Paul Di'Anno's, or one of many Paul Di'Anno's solo projects. 1984. This is some C-tier AOR melodic rock, but I fucking love it. I'm all in for it. Yeah, the cover is as shitty as the album itself. I kind of like it. I kind of really like it, especially the first song of the album, Flaming Heart. It's I love it. Yeah, I don't know, not much to say. It's fucking Paul Di'Anno. It's nowhere near Iron Maiden, and I think people mostly look down on this album. You know, he will never lose the Iron Maiden image. It's always, well, like a haunting past. Let me say it like that. Next up, So this is one of the crazier examples of what I got, like nothing too crazy, but this is an album from Mexico. So that's like, I believe, one of the more exceptional albums, you know, aside from the usual US and whatever countries. So Mexico, I always love picking up some Mexican stuff. This one is from 1990, Argus, with a incredibly horrible cover. Yeah, Argus El Vigilante. I don't know what the fuck that was. Great album. It doesn't really look like anything special, but I love this album. I really like it, let me say it like that. Mexican, straightforward, heavy metal, 1990. Great album. Argus. They have another album from 1991, I believe, but it's their best work. Good Mexican heavy metal. Like I said, I'm always happy to pick up some South American, Central American stuff. Argus. Next up is some fucking metal theologian shit. I've already talked to him about this one, but Aaron, you really need this fucking album. This is so you. Lawsuit, Bad Boys of Rock. I mean, fucking, first of all, Lawsuit. If you call your band name Lawsuit, that's fucking horrible. But I kind of like it. Second of all, that fucking cover. By the way, this is, I believe, a Canadian band. This album was released in 1983. Yeah, definitely a Canadian band. It looks like some rare old EP. It is old. It's not quite rare. It's in fact quite cheap. You can get it for like 15 euros, 20 maybe, whatever, but it's worth it. It is one little awesome EP. There are 4 songs on here. Yeah, first of all, let digest that fucking cover. I mean, this guy is way overdressed. He is totally into it. And the rest is kind of like, yeah, not that interested. This guy bothered with a stud arm brace to just, I think, please this guy. Like, look, I did your thing. Calm down now. Awesome car, by the way. Huge fucking car, by the way. You know what they say about big cars, right? I have a small car and it's still small. Lawsuit, Bad Boys of Rock. There's one song on here, the last one, Living for Today, which is such a it is a fun song. It's really a fantastic song. It's really catchy. It's gets stuck in my head for a while if I hear it. But the fucking vocals on here, is it like Judas Priest level high? Nah. Is it like Queensryche, early Queensryche high? Nah. Is it like your average Amsterdamer Citizen high? Nah. This is fucking Mariah Carey whistle note high. I mean, really high. It is like, the production is gritty. It is kind of shitty, but he sings like just high. You really need to hear it actually. It is on YouTube. You can find it on YouTube. He sings high as fuck to the heavens. I don't know which one of the guys is the singer, but you really need to hear it for yourself. And it's kind of a shame that these guys didn't really went anywhere, because if you can pull off such high notes, like, you can clearly hear it. It's a little rough and untrained, but if this guy could have some like professional vocal training, he could be like a fantastic singer, but these guys didn't go anywhere. They just released this, I believe, a little more, but this is pretty much, yeah, this is 1983 little EP. Check it out, fucking Lawsuit, Bad Boys of Rock. Next up, Blizzard of Wizard. Yeah, the band is called A Blizzard with one Z. Japanese band, fantastic cover, little Obi strip over here. This album is from 1984. It's just that classic, traditional, awesome Japanese heavy metal. I've never really heard of this band before. But early this year I discovered them, and they have a couple of albums. This one is fantastic. I love the bass in here as well. Great band. It's like, think about your Earthshaker, but a little more on the heavy metal side. Blizzard of Wizard from 1984. Inner sleeve with the band. I always like the way the Japanese do their inner stuff. It is fantastic. Can I read it? Absolutely not. It also came, I pulled out the inner sleeve and this fell out. It is like a tiny, I don't think it's a Polaroid picture, but it is like this tiny band picture. I don't know if it fucking belongs in this album at all, or if this is just some random memorabilia from the previous owner. But that's fucking awesome. Just like this tiny fucking old photograph of the band was just randomly in there. But yeah, this band, if you like your Japanese stuff, this is awesome. Awesome. From Japan, we're going to Denmark. And this one has been on my wish list for years. I never really pulled the trigger on a copy online because they went for a little too much. But I saw it at this record fair for a fair price. I finally have it in the collection. It's a fucking Danish underground classic, Mirage and the Earth Shall Crumble. Christian band. I fucking love it. I mean, first of all, this fucking cover. Look at this. Awesome. Even more awesome is the fucking back photo. Look at these guys. Yeah, there's some mustaches going on. But what I especially like is this fucking clown here in the back. I love it. Probably someone's little brother. Putting on a robe. Go stand in the back, Johnny. Yeah. It does not do what it's supposed to be. It does not intimidate at all. It just looks goofy as fuck. But Mirage, this album is absolutely fantastic. My favorite song by far is So Many Years Ago. I love that organ intro. It's very churchy. You know, I like keyboards and metal in general. But god damn, is that a good song. The verses are fucking singing about Jesus, I don't give a fuck. It is fire. Mirage from Denmark, 1985, by the way, and this is the Metal Masters UK press, which features a few more songs, because there's also a Danish press with only like originally 4 songs, I believe. They put out some other stuff on this UK version. Nonetheless, you get everything you want of this band. Fucking Mirage. Looking for this one. I've been looking for this one for years, like I said, and it's so good to finally have. It is a fantastic album. Another one which some of you guys contributed to me picking this one up. I was aware of this album for years, but never really looked into it. Then Steve Young, S&T Young, he really talked like very good about this album. And then Simon from Australia also mentioned this album, and I couldn't be left behind. If Steve talks about it, if Simon talks about it, I gotta pick it up. This is Cities, Annihilation Absolute. This is like, you've probably, if you know this album, you know the story. There's like a second press, which like this is the EP version with a slightly different cover, different mixing, fewer songs. But this is fire US power metal. Fire is the word of this video. I describe everything with fire in this video, apparently. Yeah, Cities, Annihilation Absolute, just incredible, fucking straightforward US power metal. It's heavy, it's melodic, it's good. The stand that I was had both of the versions, but I decided to just go and start with the first one, the EP version. Maybe next time I'll pick up the fucking, like the full length. It's a little different mix, more songs, like I said. I'll probably pick that one up some other time, but I just wanted to start with this one. It's a little rougher around the edges. Fantastic. Cities, I've been sleeping on that one for a long time. Next up, Finland, Sweden. I think it's a Finnish band that moved to Sweden, which is funny enough not the only album or band in this video that did that. You'll see it very soon, but this is Hiroshima Taste of Death from 1984. Swedish heavy metal, that's Swedish magic. Mostly known for, I believe, their like single Soldiers of the World, which is the closing song on this album. Great album, great album. Awesome cover, Hiroshima, which is funny. Here on the back they say like, this record is dedicated to those who were there at 8:15, 6th of August 1945, and we hope it never happens again. I guess you're kind of obligated to put some cheesy bullshit on that. If you're called Hiroshima, yeah, awesome Swedish heavy metal. So like I said, I believe these guys were from like Finland, but moved to Sweden. You tell me, these band photos are awesome. And their stage names are horribly awesome. The drummer is just called Quick. Nothing more, nothing less, just Quick. It's a quick name. How do you pronounce it? Quick. That's it? Yeah, it's Quick. That's quick, isn't it? Yeah, it's Quick. Also, fucking the lead guitarist is called Luke Powerhand. Luke Powerhand. Really fucking Powerhand. I mean, it's better than Marty Friedman's Chicken Food that we just saw. Powerhand was also my nickname in high school. The boys' locker room. Hiroshima Taste of Death. Pretty rare, I would say. It's not that common of a record, but it's fucking awesome, and I found it for an incredible price. Next up, talking about boys' locker rooms and homoerotic jokes, fucking Manowar. The transition was flawless. Manowar Into Glory Ride. I've been looking for this album as well for years. Needs no introduction. Classic Manowar. Classic Manowar. I love this album. Epic heavy metal. Manowar Into Glory Ride. That's all I gotta fucking say. Manowar. It's just fucking Manowar. Yeah, also again, it gets a little overpriced online. I mean, a little too much for my taste. And on these record fairs, a lot of the stuff is overpriced, but also we can find a lot of great stuff for like a very good price. This was one of them. Without hesitation, I picked it up. Fucking Manowar. Manowar. So here's another one, like I said, a Finnish band, later moved on to Sweden. This was another very, very cheap pickup, which really surprised me because remember it's a little worth more than what I picked it up for. Oz, Fire in the Brain. I don't think this one also does not need an introduction for the underground lovers. With its fucking curtains, did you know that? That's one thing about this album that pisses me off, is that every time Obituary's cause of death is mentioned, there's not that one prick that says like, well, did you know that's actually Sepultura's cover art? Same with this. If this album gets mentioned, first thing is what people want to say is that fucking, you know, the hand, that fact, we all know it, we all fucking know it, stop mentioning it. Oz, Fire in the Brain, sorry for my little rant, you can see my sweaty fingers on there. I found this for a steal. There is no inner sleeve in here. I don't know if there ever was an inner sleeve. That's called foreshadowing. Yeah, just great fucking traditional heavy metal from Finland / Sweden. Oz, Fire in the Brain. And if you thought a power hand was a bad nickname, I mean, it was kind of accurate for me back in high school. But these fucking stage names are... I mean, Quick as a drummer is a better nickname. The guitarist calls himself fucking Spooky Wolf. Just look at these fucking nicknames yourself. And that's why we love this band. Oz, Fire in the Brain. Just an underground classic. 3 more to go. We've been talking about for a little long time. I hope you're still here. Next up, 2 old school death metal jams, starting off with Diseased, Luck of the Corpse. Original Relapse press from 1991. Old school death metal gem, a treasure. Not too expensive, like not too crazy expensive like some of these records go. If you've seen my previous video with the vlog footage, there were a lot of like death metal gems, like that stuff. People overprice it like fucking crazy. This stuff, it was for a good price. I found it for a very good price, like mid Discogs price, I believe. But just fucking old school, fucking fantastic album. I love this shit. I love this nasty, thrashy kind of old school death metal. Shit, I almost say old school death metal in a video as much as Mark G. Diseased, Luck of the Corpse. If you know this album, you know what I got in hands. Next up, the second to last, also a death metal gem. I already have this album in my collection, but I was always looking for an original, and I found it as well for a decent price. Obituary, Slowly We Rot. Now, talking about wondering if there's inner sleeves in this album. It's like it's used. It's used. You can see some ring wear. And it was for a price that kind of made me doubt a little I looked into it and there was no inner sleeve. You know, for that price, this condition, no inner sleeve. I asked the guy like, hey, um, is there something we can do with the price? Because, you know, it's a little on the high side for the price and the condition and whatever. And he said like, yeah, I could do 10% off. He didn't say it like that, but that's how I imagine it. That's how I imagine most people in my head. Yeah, I could do 10% off for you if you want. Fine, I'll fucking take it. I was probably going to pull the trigger anyway, but you know, sometimes a little discounts really helps. So I came home and I showed this to Metal Mickey, Mike, like, look what I got. I got one. And I even got a little discount because there was no inner sleeve in there. And then Mike said, yeah, but it never came with an inner sleeve. So thank you, discount man, for a little discount, an unnecessary discount. I'll take it. I didn't even know that this did not come with an inner sleeve, so kind of shame on my part, but yeah. So if anyone is interested in another copy of this album, it is, I believe, the... Give me 1 second. That's a little more than 1 second. You gotta stay with me. It is this version, which is, I believe, the 1997 first final repress of this album, from what I believe. But God, if I just put them next to each other, Jesus, the fucking quality of the repress is kind of horrible. I'm trying to sell this album to you guys, so calling it horrible is not really a good sales strategy. I don't know if you can see it very well, but the original is way sharper. The newer one is, or like the reissue, is blurred, very blurry. But nonetheless, it is close to near mint, I would say. If anyone is fucking interested, let me know. But yeah, death metal gem. Happy to cross this one off my wish list. Cause of Death is still one that I'm looking for, but it is way too overpriced on these record fairs, so I'll keep searching. And the last album of the bunch, this is number 13, and this is, to me, the biggest treasure of the haul. One that I've also been looking for a while. It gets really overpriced. I've seen copies on a record fair go for 100 euros, or like they sell it for 100 euros. But this, yeah, Canadian progressive, like power metal, I would say. I would say if it was like a US band, it would perfectly fit in that category of progressive US power metal. So imagine that, but they're from Canada. I fucking love this cover, Sacred Blade of the Sun and Moon. Finally got my hands on a copy of this one. I wanted it for a while. It is a gatefold, astonishing photo, somewhere in the forest. Imagine being a hiker and walking up on this scene. What the fuck are they doing? How did they even manage to bring this fucking monstrosity in the woods? I would turn around immediately. Yeah, these guys are awesome. Awesome album. It's a little too proggy at moments for me. but majority of the album is just fucking fantastic. Especially the song Master of the Sun. That is a fucking masterpiece. With the intro, of course. I love that song. It's fucking... Sacred Blade of the Sun and Moon. The biggest grill that I picked up on this record fair. Do you agree with me? Probably not. But to me, fantastic. I love it. This album is from 1986, by the way. Correct me if I'm wrong. No, actually don't. I like to think that I'm right all the time. No, I don't. That sounds fucking narcissistic. Sacred Blade. That was an incredible haul, if I may say it myself, and I got some good deals in there. I found most of the stuff for a good price, otherwise I wouldn't fucking buy him. I could cross most of this stuff from my wish list, so I'm incredibly happy with the additions to the collection. It was a good day, it was a fantastic haul, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what your favorite from this bunch was. For me, it's a hard time picking. Let me know. I hope to see you guys in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you later. Bye.